When discussing the deadliest anti-tank weapons of World War II, one gun stands above the rest in both sheer impact and legendary status. The 7.5 cm Panzerabwehrkanone, or PaK-40. Developed by Rheinmetall and introduced in 1942, the PaK-40 quickly became the mainstay of Germany's anti-tank defenses for the rest of the war. With over 23,000 units produced, this powerful weapon was responsible for tens of thousands of enemy tank kills and helped keep the tide of Allied armor at bay on all fronts, from the scorching steppes of the Eastern Front to the hedgerows of Normandy. Born out of desperation and necessity following the shock of encountering the Soviet T-34 tanks in 1941, the PaK-40 was Germany's answer to an increasingly armored battlefield. Weighing in at around 1,425 kilograms and firing a 75mm armor-piercing projectile at over 900 meters per sec, the PaK-40 could penetrate up to 132 millimeters of armor at 500 meters, enough to knock out virtually any Allied tank at standard engagement ranges. But it was not revolutionary in design. In fact, the gun was deliberately traditional. Box trail carriage, no recoil surprises, and a relatively low silhouette that allowed it to remain hidden until the critical moment. Its effectiveness lay not just in engineering, but in the brutal efficiency of German doctrine and training. The true secret behind the PaK-40's success wasn't only metallurgy, it was the man. Each PaK-40 was manned by a 5 to 6 man crew. All of them were highly trained specialists. Their tasks were divided with precision. Loader, gunner, commander, and ammunition handlers. Each drilled until muscle memory and split-second reactions replaced hesitation. War isn't won by numbers, it's won by tactics. Uncover the battlefield secrets of the German army in my new book series. Links in the description. In the German army, the Panzerjäger, or the anti-tank gunners, received extensive instruction not only on their weapon system, but also on enemy tank silhouettes, weak points, and tactical deployment. Camouflage, range estimation, and quick relocation under fire were second nature. A well-trained PaK-40 crew could bring their gun into action within 1 minute from movement, fire the first round with deadly precision, and displace before counter-battery fire could locate them. Their actions were coordinated, methodical, and aggressive. In defensive battles, it was these men, not the famous Panthers or Tigers, who provided the sharpest edge against enemy armor breakthroughs. The PaK-40 is estimated to have destroyed over 50,000 enemy tanks during the war. While exact numbers are difficult to confirm, surviving German after-action reports divisional records and Soviet loss reports consistently show that the Pak-40 was the primary tank killer of the German army from 1942. It inflicted heavy losses on Soviet armor during key battles such as Stalingrad, Kharkov, and Operation Bagration, and later wreaked havoc on American and British tanks in Normandy and Italy. Even late-war Allied tanks like the M4 Sherman, the Churchill, and the T-34/85 were vulnerable to its armor-piercing rounds, particularly when engaged from concealed positions. While designed as a towed anti-tank gun, the Pak-40 was mounted on numerous self-propelled platforms, most famously the Marder series, which offered mobility at the expense of armor protection. These hybrid tank destroyers allowed the Pak-40 to keep pace with mobile operations and offer direct support to infantry and mechanized formations. The Pak-40s were also entrenched in static defenses, especially on the Atlantic Wall, and mounted on armored half-tracks or even in makeshift urban strongpoints, turning entire streets into killing zones for Allied armor. The 7.5 cm Pak-40 was not just another piece of artillery. It was the spine of German anti-tank effort in World War II, and it owed its effectiveness not only to engineering, but to the discipline, training, and resolve of the men who operated it. These gun crews were often outgunned, outnumbered, and operating under relentless pressure, but through their determination and professionalism, they held the line far longer than they should have. In a war increasingly defined by machines, the Pak-40 stands as a reminder that the skill of the operator remains the decisive factor in the battle. The gun may be made of steel, but it is the man behind it who makes it lethal. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to support my channel, check out the PayPal donation link in the description or consider becoming a member. To make sure you don't miss my future work, subscribe to my channel please and press the bell notification button. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.